Keenan here reporting for duty, and welcome to my first in a series of challenge runs I plan to do. First off on the list is finding out if it's possible to defeat Elden Ring with a shield only in commemorates of the Season 2 release of Shield Hero, baby! The rules are simple, very simple. The only weapon I am allowed to use are shields. Nothing else, no Pokeboys, no slashy mans, no spells, nada. None of that's happening. Summons are 100% off the table. Even the shield skelly boys. I considered to use them for a moment because I'm like, hey, they're shields. This is going to be great. No, gotta stay strict. No summons. Consumables are allowed, but I will use them as sparingly as I can. I'm not going to go out of my way to get really strong combinations of just like a bunch of exalted flesh and things like that. I don't want to go all over the world searching like I did my first playthrough. And I will also be limiting my level to around the same level I was in my first playthrough, which was around 120 to 130. Now, let's get into it. We are going to be starting off with a hero because it matches perfectly, because we're the shield hero, baby. I tried to make him look similar to his character, but you know, I'm not very good at this. I made a skinny-ish face, pointy chin, thin anime lips. Listen, no one said it was going to look good. No one said I was good at making characters. So this is what you get, and you're going to have to chew on this man for a really long time and wash it down with some milk. It's the best I can do. I thought, when I made this run, that it would be not too bad. It would be difficult, but I thought, oh, you know, I will get through it with not that much trouble. I was wrong. So very wrong. My experience from a previous run did not do me a lot of justice here. I thought, well, I beat the game once. All these bosses are going to be so much easier, right? No, that was quickly a reality check when I decided I was going to go fight the first boss. And I realized this little shield that I have is not going to cut it. I needed the big guns now. The shield. That was going to be the center of my build for a really long time. And that shield was the Palisade Shield. But wait, I found a little man hiding in a bush for the first time.
Dobby?
Master has given Dobby a sock.
What? I didn't...
Master has presented Dobby with clothes.
I never ran into this guy in my first playthrough, so it was kind of cool to find this guy hidden in here. Alright, see you later, dude. Back to the shield, which luckily isn't very hard to get, as it's just through the Sophia River, or whatever this place is called, the underground area you first run into in the Mistwoods. You just gotta go all the way to the end, use some more stone keys, take the elevator back up, and now you are in Caelid. But you're in a different spot of Caelid, and this is the only way to access it as far as I'm aware. You are not too far away from the Great Jar Knights. You go up, run up to one of the first giants, and there is a body under him, and boom, I got the Palisade Shield. After the acquisition of this shield, and a few levels on it, I made extremely short work of him. This guy went from, I can't be him how I am, to quickly becoming Swiss cheese. Got him! Thou art of passing skill. Bleed is so very good, and that's why I got this shield. Next up is the Academy. Wait, did I say the Academy? I meant Godric, because apparently took him out so easily I forgot about him. Ah, yeah, boy! But back to the Academy. After yoinking the key from the Glintstone Dragon, you know, gotta steal from his hoard. This is my stuff now. I quickly went into the Academy and made very short work of the Radagon Wolf, got my revenge on the Carrion Knight. This guy caused me a lot of trouble in my first playthrough. I absolutely hated him, so it was great to just see him get beaten to a pulp. And then we made it to Renala. This is where it all started to go downhill.
Excuse me, miss. Can I suck your toes?
What?
The Largefoot Queen themselves was the ultimate counter to my current build since I was very poorly equipped against magic. My gear was whack as fuck.
His hair, whack. His gear, whack. His jewelry, whack. His foot stance, whack. The way that he talks, whack. The way that he doesn't even like to smile, whack. Me, I'm tight as fuck.
I know I needed better gear, or at the very least some actual talismans, since at this point in the game I have not equipped a single one so far. So the two I believe that I needed was the magic one, Negation +1, that you get from Selena Magic Tower after lighting the correct beacon and unlocking an area, and a guard boost talisman found in the Atlas Plateau not far from the lift. After all that, and many more defeats, I finally took out this floating fairy queen with bleed and frost procs, thanks to the magic whetstone that's also located at the academy. If you're not sure about whetstones, whetstones can actually give you a lot more damage than you otherwise would initially have by adding little effects like bleed, or in this example, magic, or cold, or keen or heavy. They're very, very great. Now that I have access to the capital and ran past the duo tree boars, I will be back for that shield. I would like to say that it became easier after this, but after struggling against the demon tree boy, I decided it was Volcano Manor time, in the way of being eaten by the Iron Virgin at the Academy water wheel. All you have to do is take the water wheel all the way down to the bottom and get eaten and die while inside her. Well, when I got there, and I found my way out, I realized the only way that I knew how to get out of here was to fight a boss fight. And that boss fight was 2 Iron Virgins at once. I'm not going to do that. So, I took the long way around instead. My whole purpose of coming here was a few things. I wanted more shields. One of the shields I wanted was the poison shield, or the coil shield, which was a shield that launches a little snake out of it, which I think is really cool. And it applies poison damage. I also came to do all the volcano quests, all the, invading people as a recusant and taking them all out. And with all these things done, it's going to make some stuff easier in the future I'm going to have to do. So I tried my luck cheesing this door guardian. It didn't work, and I had to get good. And I did. With all the, extra levels and things that I got along the way, and eventually just learning his moveset about when to dodge his lightning, I was able to take him out. Now, with this door being open, we have a very easy way to get to where we need to be. And that next boss that we have to get up to is the Golden Shade of the first Elden Lord. And I learned that these types of enemies are my direct counter, I would say, almost as bad as Renala. Why are they? Well, it's because they're immune to all status effects. Not only does he have a lot of HP, but not being able to proc bleed or proc frost means that my damage potential has gone down considerably. So I have to hit him with direct damage only. No procs will happen. While normally this wouldn't be a problem, right? I've done this before on my last playthrough. That's for normal builds. And it wouldn't be easy with the slow honking truck of a shield that I have.
Motherfucking fire truck coming! Right here! It's beautiful,
But eventually, after becoming a puddle of paste on the ground, I prevailed. Now it's a very quick move on to Morgant. He was actually not as difficult as I thought he was going to be. One, because I knew of a simple cheese that caused his first phase to become very easy, which if you use his shackle, which is the same shackle for Margit, you can use it outside the door and it will hit him. If you do it twice and you walk through, he just stands in place as long as you don't move him. Not having him being moved and making it easy to go through his first phase, it allowed me to skip to the more difficult part of the fight and finally take him out and open the underground city where I would get my best shield. Some other time, because this boss absolutely wrecked me. The way he's set up, the damage that I'm currently doing, and the bleed that he can do against me, it ain't happening right now. So, it's time to go to the fire giant. After narrowly yeeting away from the Birdman, I made it over to the fire giant while picking up the cannon shield on the way. This boss took me 2 days to get past. He wasn't what I would call a hard boss, but for some simple mistakes, it caused me to die over and over again. I pretty much only had one option, which was to attack his feet all damn fight. Not only was I so slow I could barely get an attack between rolls, he also became much more tanky as his resistance increased after every proc I got off. It was truly madness. But soon we beat him, and we could have our little BBQ with Melina. Fire roasted.
If it makes you feel any better, you taste much better than we thought you would.
And make it to the OSHA violation headquarters, or better known as Farmazula. Or Faramazula, something along those lines. Now there were 2 really hard fights here, but I had a strategy for both of them. One, I was going to use Karya Retaliation against the Godskin duo because they shoot out a lot of fire and it can just absorb that and then do damage back. And against Malekith, I was going to get the Blasphemous Claw from the Recusant invade in this area. The Retaliation one was easy since before the 1.04 nerf on the Karyan skill for the shields, it did a lot of damage. Now, even if I had played when this nerf was active, I probably still would have beat this boss eventually. It just would have taken more time since it did about 1/3 of what it did before. Oh, also, when I got the Carrion, after I did the Carrion Retaliation against the Godskin duo, I went back to the Omen and the Underground City and also Carrion Retaliationed him. Easy, and that's how I got the Fingerprint Shield. Now, after beating them and moving on to Malekith, I realized I had made one miscalculation against fighting him and obtaining the Claw. The Recusant wasn't spawning for me, and I couldn't understand why. I had done all of his quests, I had done his dialogue, and he just wouldn't appear. It turns out, I needed to kill Rykard. With no spear. Since this is a shield-only run, this was by far one of the most painful bosses, since it was clearly not designed around my antics. But after many hours of running, after the Snake Boy, dodging all those red skulls that fly at you and explode and do like, I don't know, almost a half of my HP, I did it. Probably based on pure luck. Yes! Oh! Now, with him defeated, I was able to go get the Claw. And with the Claw in hand after the invade, and shield tucked, I needed to defeat my least favorite boss in the game, the Angry Dog. Why is this boss my least favorite? Well, he's very aggressive, he's very fast, and I find his moveset a little erratic. While I struggled, eventually, I found the perfect points to attack him, the perfect points to stun him with the Claw, and make him a good boy. By wiping him off the map. I hate this boss so much. Both of my playthroughs. I wish... I like him, he's hard, but I hate him because he's hard. You know the feeling? But after the sweet release of defeating him, I got to defeat Gideon, which was absolutely amazing because he was actually one of the few bosses in the game that is weak to madness or can actually be affected by it. So I wiped the floor with him. But the end was near. We had 2 bosses left, the real first Elden Lord, and then the Radagon/Elden Beast fight. Now, thanks to a screen tool tip, I actually learned something for once about the game. You can counter with shields. I have gone the entire game so far, I think, accidentally countering one time and not understanding how I did it, and just moving on with normal blocks and regular hits. But with the shields being counters and being available and being aware of how to do them now, and 100% physical resist and max guard boost, I was actually able to make really short work of the first phase once I learned how to dodge and where to go and how to avoid the extra damage that he does. And then, once I was able to dodge the grabs of the second part of the phase and punish him for those grabs, it became real easy, and we actually had not that bad of a time on this fight. It didn't take me all day to beat him. Almost every boss towards the end has taken me an entire day, 3 to 5 hours to finally beat them. But this guy, 2, which is such sweet relief after fighting Malekith. But once I defeated him and returned him to the grave he climbed out of, thanks Fia, I was able to move on to the very last boss. Now, the last phase here, the second part, right, when you're fighting Elden beasts, I'm not gonna lie, I think I got the best RNG I had ever had in any Elden beast fight. After I mastered Radagon, leveled a bit to get up to where I was in my last playthrough, I got into the second phase, and not once, not a single time did this guy fly into the air. It was sword swing after sword swing, and I dodged it all and slowly whittled him down. And became Elden Lord. Once again, praise the shield. We're done. We beat him. We completed the shield run. It is over. The sweet release of victory. This was a difficult run. I actually had a lot of fun doing it. There were some definitely frustrating moments. There were some times where I thought I was going to stop. I didn't, though. I didn't. I pushed through and eventually got through. But anyways, all of this, clearly, as you can see that I had my little portrait, and the thing was live streamed. If anyone wants to go ahead and subscribe on here, or go to my Twitch and follow there, or sub, that'd be cool too. Go ahead and be my guest. I live stream all of these since it's very difficult to record content, do live content, and then edit. It's easier to combine those first two into one thing to save on time. At least that's how I do it. But yeah, thank you. This guys was a lot of fun. So if you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave it a like, leave it a comment, and push it to that algorithm. Thanks for watching. Bye.